please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And this video is being done in real time, which is a little bit unusual for me. I try and record things a couple of days early, so I have a bit of a buffer zone. I'm just a bit of a, worry walk that way. I like to get things done ahead. But when I do a rumor and news video, I like to try and do it on the day I post it, because you never know what's going to happen. Case in point today, nothing happened. And I never knew. I could have done this a couple of days ago. Would have been. Actually, no, there's been a new article posted in Radio Times that we're going to look at. There's a lot of juice. There's a lot of rumors. The rumors are so juicy. Do I believe them? Nah. Well, maybe. I don't know. At the end of this video, we take a look at a 2-page article in Doctor Who magazine. Just came out yesterday, on Thursday. It's essentially production notes. There's Rusty Davies in production notes again, and it's glorious, right? It's absolutely. I'm loving it, right? If you don't like the original, Rusty Davies years, this might not be for you, right? But if you liked it, and you're able to look at it in the context of itself, I think you're probably going to like what's coming. I'm very optimistic. I made no bones about me being optimistic. I'm actually much more optimistic because I'm still amazed, right? I'm still in a state of complete, non-comprehension. How Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a show that I'm really, really enjoying. And the Orville is a very dated cringe. It's like the last one was like, we live in an upside down, topsy-turvy world, right? They're not making Raised by Wolves season 3, but they are making Star Trek Discovery season 5. Who knew? How does this make any sense? It doesn't whatsoever. Anyway, I digress. We're talking about Doctor Who, but we live in strange times, right? We do live in strange times. I think exciting times, right? Anyway, the point is, I read this 2-page article at the end of this video. I read it on my live stream last night, and it ends up basically talking about how this all happened, right? How did this all go down? Rusty Davies' return, and I realized, man, I was almost 100% on the money, right? I said it was around. I thought it was sometime between Christmas 2020 and March 2021, right? I thought sometime around there, around when It's a Sin was wrapped, and probably it was locked down and edited, and he was doing the promotion. And he says it was something to do with it was around Christmas, something to do with Doctor Who magazine. I reckon he was at some kind of party, right? Some kind of Doctor Who magazine party or something like that, and he heard Doctor Who was being cancelled. He heard it wasn't continuing, and I think this upset him greatly, right? I really, really do, because I think it affects his career when he has this something that he's made a huge success. Like, he could take credit for Doctor Who forever for his career, but now it's a failure. He's got that failure connected to him, and even though yes, he's left it many years earlier, he's still got that failure connected to him. And I think there was some kind of social thing happened. He just went home and started thinking about what he would do, right? They probably said he couldn't find anybody to take it over, and he just started, I wonder what I would do, right? And then the announcement he's taking over, it happened, when was it? That would be in it was later 2021. It was before Flux. It was late summer 2021. So he had basically had scripts written and everything done and kept it all quiet. But that's what he has. But the amazing thing is this, right? At the end of the article, he takes a massive, and in my opinion, a massive steaming dump on Chibnall. He says, but I respect Chris Chibnall so much because, he's managed to keep everything secret. What do you know about the centenary? He's speaking glowingly about centenary research. He says, don't worry about us. Oh, no, don't. Even though I've written this article in Doctor Who magazine, which is very much going to detract from the Chibnall era, the end of the Chibnall era, and we got the front cover, and there's no mention of Jodie pretty much in the issue whatsoever, right? So, so he said, yeah, look at Chris Chibnall. We don't know anything about the centenary special. He's doing it right. Oh, he's taking the piss. He is taking the piss in, I think, a somewhat glorious way. Okay? And in a way that definitely does amuse me greatly. And I like to be amused. Anyway, that's at the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe. All those things are good. YouTube are still... I'm not experiencing shrinkage in my channel anymore, but no growth, right? No growth. I think it's because I have a copyright strike on my channel. I got put in this algorithm jail. that's my guess. And the copyright strike was so bogus. They got, I think, another week before to say they, if they've made a legal injunction against one of my videos, they have to demonstrate it in the next 7 days. They haven't. I doubt they have. I doubt they went to the expense. Maybe they'll do it now. I don't know. But if they don't do it the next 7 days, I think they get it. I get the strike off. Maybe that will. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. That very much helps me. Sharing, especially right now. Sharing is caring, baby. Comment. Let me know. Listen, I don't know if it helps the algorithm. I like you commenting, right? It gives me some kind of interaction with you, which is generally speaking a good thing. I think that's a good, positive thing. Comment, so let me know what you think. Sign up my Substack in the video notes below. It's my email newsletter. I try and put out some free comics on that all the time. I'm going to aim for today, right? I'm going to aim for today. I have a paid Substack, and I'm putting out issues of this on it. Biblical Bible stories, atheist creators, rationals, rogues. It's $5 a month. This month is a bumper month. You get like three full issues because I didn't give anybody anything for the last couple of months, and I feel very bad. Okay, that's basically. I feel very, very bad. I should maybe I should give you start putting out like the out of print. Oh no, they'll get in trouble for that. Maybe I'll put out like the audios and things like that. You know what I got to listen to? A couple of people recommended me, and it's been around for a while, but a couple of people recommended it to me. The final game, the Roger Delgado finale, that's what they've done audio. I would love to hear that. Don Martin has a Doctor Who video series, which I saw in Doctor Who magazine. I'm going to check that out. I bet it's going to be really good, right? I bet it's going to be really good. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, covered everything. Let's get to the news and the rumours. Start with the rumours, because they're more fun. Right, let's be fair. They're totally more fun to doink. Here we go. Zoom in a little bit. The series are called the Timefall Trilogy. Well, that seems reasonable, right? That does seem like I could believe that. Tennant is after Jodie, the Timefall Doctor. Now, here's the question. Is there any connection between the Jodie era and RTD2? Now, I'm going to say yeah, right? Because reading this article, again, you'll see at the end of this video, reading this article from Doctor Who magazine, it's really clear that Russell is very concerned about not alienating the Twitter crazers that went around alienating everybody, who had the least Doctor Who-like behavior I've ever seen, like pure dislike of the unlike, right? Pure, and virulent hatred, if you know, very, very tribal, really strange. But yes, that's the weird world we live in. My latest thought, personal revelation is this, that, I think the reason we're seeing this weirdness with people in general, there's a young, people my age have always said, oh, young kids today, kids today don't know having a penis is male, right? Like really, genuinely speaking, it's not like we're growing long hair and listen to beat bop, right? It's like girls are cutting their tits off. It's a big difference, right? It's a big difference. Boys are chemically castrating themselves. It's a big difference to listening to Love Me Do, right? So I don't know. Just say, although I guess maybe when Love Me Do came out, in the 60s, they saw Ringo with his long hair. They were like, to them that was like a little boy taking puberty blockers to chemically castrate themselves, right? Maybe I don't know. I doubt it, however. But I've had a theory about the general speaking lack of personal morality we've seen in this toxic fandom, and it's just breathtaking. And I think one of the causes is something that you're not going to like me saying, but I think having unlimited free porn for the last 20 years or so, 25 years, throughout the entirety of the Western world, hasn't been a good thing. Now, I know it's been fun. Okay, it's been fun. So I think what happened was this, that, free porn just happened, right? The technology overtook us, and we're like, there's free porn. Okay, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Maybe it'll just stay there, right? There's an episode of Friends once where they get a porn channel just stays on. They won't change the channel. I think that happened to us as a species, right? But I think it messed up the kids. I think it messed up kids growing up at that time. I like, no wonder you're deeply sexually confused if you're watching German bukkake when you're 6. I mean, it's gotta do something weird to you, right? Really, really weird. And what's it done? I think that's very connected to this sexual confusion that we're seeing. I have no idea how I got to that. Like, by the way, oftentimes people will answer things I say in the video, right, and in the comments. Which, thank you very much. But almost universally, I have no clue what you're talking about, because as it goes out my mouth, it goes out my brain forever. Like forever, I'm like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember. Yeah, I did that. It really is like that. Anyway, so is there any connective tissue? Yeah. So that's how we got it, because I think Russell Davies is very much trying to appease the Jodie fans, right? Because here's the truth, and it's a bit of a harsh truth, but here's the truth: the Jodie Whittaker era has very crushingly failed, and the thing that the people, the toxic fandom, you know, who've been around, the thing they hate most is embarrassment, right? Why? Because that's what they like to do to other people. They like to embarrass other people. I see a lot of these toxic fan accounts. This is where I want to go. And the one toxic fan account I always go to, Twitter account, just to get the beat of where they are. And I went there the other day, and he was like, "It's really weird. Everyone's going into protected tweets and being quiet." Yeah, because their day is over. Anyway, so Russell is part that mindset. And he very, very much wants to keep them part of that, but you know, to appease them and not chase them off. Not for good reason, quite frankly. I mean, they are a big pain in the ass, right? If they start a campaign against you, it will hurt your production. Or at least that's the prevailing wisdom. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but maybe. I mean, listen, they have a lot of power. They are able to destroy Noel Clarke's life for nothing, right? And John Barrowman for even less, right? Because there's a real lack of any form of personal morality. Anyway, so where's there going to be connection? I think he reviles the Chibnall era and the damage it's done. I think he really wants to repair that damage. But I think he wants to not rub the faces of the Jodie fans. They're facing complete, total defeat. So, yeah, I could certainly see Jodie's special ending and they filmed an insert where she regenerates into Tennant. But I still think also you could get I have a copy of Twice Upon a Time that whites out as Capaldi regenerates, like face to white, and I'll just cut out the entire Jodie era and go straight to whatever the first Russell Davies thing is, which will probably be Tennant falling out of a Jodie shell TARDIS, but with a different interior. They're not going to have that Jodie interior. The set's already been struck, and I can't see them rebuilding it, like remounting it. So that's exciting, right? But so I think honestly, I think they're going to go both ways. I think they're going to go. Speaking about 2022, going both ways. That's what we all do nowadays, baby. I really don't. I really don't. And nothing against you if you do. I just never, ever wanted to put anything in my ass, let alone a cock. I mean, or my mouth. I don't want. I know. Well, I'm putting things in my mouth, but not a cock, right? Not a cock. I'm not up for that. I don't think I can be talked into it. But I do think he wants to go both ways. I think he wants to. He's concerned about the Jodie fans. That's what I got from that article. He's concerned about them as he's taking a dump on the Jodie era, which is 100% what happened. Oh, it's so funny. I can't wait till you guys hear that. Fine. So, Tennant is Jodie, the Timeful Doctor. After Jodie was infected with the Timeful virus, a degenerative disease in more ways than one, causing her to revert back to 5, 6, and 7, and then Tennant. Wait. Well, what about 8, 9, War Doctor? What happened to them? I guess they couldn't get them in, maybe. But yeah, listen, I have heard another rumor which says there's on top of Nyssa and Ace, Tegan and Ace, there's 5 more legacy characters from the original series going to be in that finale. Okay, so if I'm hearing 2 different rumors from 2 different sources that kind of mesh together, I think it's probably true, right? I think that's probably the case. Be interesting though. I mean, certainly be interesting. I'm surprised Peter Davison was going to do it. I guess he couldn't say no. He's still in the doghouse for going. Oh, maybe we shouldn't take away every male role model. Maybe that will mess up gender norms as well, right? Destroying every male role model and demonizing masculinity, right? Maybe that with the unlimited free porn didn't actually help our kids so much, right? Maybe, I don't know. You decide. But anyway, and then Tenet, and that's the first of 3 specials begin. I believe it's 3 specials. The method of how they're going to be delivered, I don't know. I have no idea. Clearly, it's not going to be a traditional TV show at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Or it might be that as well. But I think it's going to be social media. It's going to be a major component of this rollout. And I think this is what Russell's excited about. And then the specials begin. All sounds like a cool idea. Be a good excuse for previous Doctors in the 60th. Someone says, is this real? So he says, the leak was quickly taken down. Watch Tharis's YouTube channel and you'll see it. So this isn't a Tharis rumor. This is a rumor that he reported on. Normally speaking, the rumors that come from him are, I would say, weak, right? I would say weak. Although, again, somebody told me that he had to put his account on protected because he said that he thought Matt Smith season was better than Jodie's season 11, and then he's a bit of dogpiled and attack. I don't know if any of that's true, right? I don't know if that's true, but maybe. Sounds like it to me. It doesn't sound out of character. So there's reporting on it. It sounds like it's probably. Look, my gold standard in rumors is the TARDIS Zone. If the TARDIS Zone reports on it, I will generally speaking think it's got a very good probability of being true. Right, but again, the what everyone's really waiting for is to hear about Matt Smith, right? And is he coming back? 1 second, let's go over to here. Let's see. We have this. I don't think I'm going to go over this whole article because they don't know, right? They don't know. Will Matt Smith return for the Doctor's 60th anniversary? I think probably. See if they have anything. Updates on the Doctor's 60th anniversary emerge regularly as a recently confirmed tenant, blah, blah, blah. Matt Smith is incredibly vocal about how much he enjoys playing the Doctor. He's not booked in for anything else. Matt Smith probably will return for the 60th. Okay, we all agree. We all agree. But there's nothing concrete, right? There is absolutely nothing concrete as yet. I'd love if he does. I honestly, I love Matt Smith's Doctor. I absolutely adore Matt Smith's Doctor. Oh, that's not really fair. I love all Doctors. I mean, Jodie, I don't think she's a Doctor. But she's excised totally from my headcanon, right? Yeah, I just love the Doctor, but I think Matt Smith was just a fantastic Doctor. And the one I would really like to have got more time with is Capaldi, right? Is Capaldi. Well, what is happening for the 60s? That's really the question, right? So let's do a little news wrap up here. Is David Tennant's Doctor Who return the work of the Celestial Toymaker? Well, that's it. That's what they're very strongly hinting, right? And I don't think they're very strongly hinting it by mistake. I think they're very purposely, very strongly hinting it, right? So could that be a double bluff? Could it be another thing? Could it be like a one of the Tricksters Brigade? Could be. I don't know. But let's see. This article on Radio Times. Way up the evidence. Rusty Davis might have just dropped a big clue as to who David Tennant will, how David Tennant will return to the series. Yeah, and this is also from that same article. But again, we're going to look at it inside, and you'll be able to evaluate for yourself. Think for yourself. It's always a good idea. Doctor Who fans are an observant bunch. Comic fans are a cowardly lot. I will strike fear into the heart in the form of a bat. If you know what that quote's from, then you're doing very well. You've had a good education. So when Shooting Gutwell was, and I'm actually very excited now, and my brain is reading NC as SH, right? I finally got to do it. When Shooting Gutwell was announced as the latest actor to take up the TARDIS controls, the fact that that nowhere in the accompanying press materials he was referred to as the 14th Doctor immediately it raised eyebrows. Yeah, well, I think that's one of the things Russell Davies is going to have to fix. The Doctor numbering, right? I think that's really a problem they have right now. And the problem with having infinite Doctors is you just dilute the power of the Doctor, and it's a bit sad, right? It just doesn't really work. Though it's possible that it was a simple tactic to avoid dating the show, you can absolutely imagine the returning showrunner Rusty Davies insisting that Gut will not be referred to as 14th Doctor, but simply the Doctor, to ensure that everything about his casting felt fresh and new. Well, it does. That's a fair observation. The news that David Tennant will be returning to Doctor Who as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations does seem to indicate there might also be have been a purely logistical reason for this branding. Yeah, I mean, we have to find out what David Tennant is. I mean, that's really the bottom line. You have to find out what is going on with that. You see, when it's a possibility that Tennant is simply you see, while it's a possibility that Tennant is simply reprising his 10th Doctor, his 10th Doctor, as he did once before on 2013's 50th anniversary special, Dead Doctor. Photographs snapped during location saying he's wearing a new outfit. There was just a new photo released with. I'm not going to fight with Twitter to find it. Actually, unless I can find it on my phone. If I find it on my phone, I'll send it to my computer and we'll look at it. With him posing with Neil Patrick Harris. That would be a search for hashtag Doctor Who. Let's see if it comes up with that image. Oh, here it is. Right away. Fine. So let me. Now I've got to save it. Okay, we do. Oh no, this is. I can airdrop it over. I'm pressing the button. See if that happens. Right. And then when it comes over, we will look at it, and you get to see more of the costume. It's definitely a different costume. Like, it's a different thing. I don't even think it's a suit. It looks like trousers, pants, and a waistcoat. The tie definitely looks very different. Okay, now it's transferred over. Here, 1 second. To this, doink. And now I've got to have it open up, man. Nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. Well, we'll wait for it to open up. I'll keep reading the story. Where was I? David Tennant will be returning as part of the 6th. Simply the Doctor. Sure, fresh and new. The news that David Tennant will be returning as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations does seem to indicate there might have been a purely logistical reason for the branding. So yeah, fine. It's possible he's just reprising the 10th Doctor like he did in Day of the Doctor, but he's wearing a new outfit, not the established one. Yeah, it's got a similar vibe, right? Oh, here it comes. Second, we'll do have to go over here. That should do it. Does it open up? There you go. Here, I'll make it bigger. Make it bigger, darling. Let me get rid of the grey bits on these. Come here. Wow, it won't. Okay, we'll just do it this way then, I guess. Oh, I lost my face. No. Wait a second. There you go. Put this back. There, okay, everything's right in the world. Oh, God, no, stop. That's it. Fine, I'll move over here so we can see it in more detail. It's a very different costume. I mean, here, you can see the plaid, the tartan, I called it yesterday. And it looks like, I think that's a waistcoat, and the tie's kind of cut off. It's a flat end of the tie. It's similar. It's similar, but different, right? And, listen, Neil Patrick Harris is clearly playing like a villain, like the meddling monk, like one of the Trickster's Brigade. Clearly. So I don't think he's playing the 10th Doctor. Not the one he's returning with the suit, tie, and sneakers combo. The leading theory is we're having the 10th Doctor returning via some out-of-time shenanigans. Tennant is playing the 14th Doctor here, a version almost identical to the 10th, but not the same. Well, I mean, listen, he did essentially regenerate into himself, didn't he? Right? I mean, that was that was part of Rusty Davis's plan. The best cliffhanger ever, right? Was it Stolen Earth, right? He sees Rose. Okay. Just like, this is one of the reasons I love the Rusty Davis Doctor Who, right? When he sees Rose, and it was such an important moment to the Doctor, David Tennant runs, right? And he can run. He actually got a good clip on him. So they got this new vehicle, right? This new electric vehicle that could drive backwards, so it could he could run at full clip as he sees Rose, and then he gets clipped by the Dalek beam, and that regeneration, right? When he regenerates at the cliffhanger, freaking awesome, right? Freaking awesome. I think we're going to get a lot of moments like that. Okay, I think it's going to be a lot of stuff like that. So the only thing is he's playing the 14th Doctor. I don't think he is. I think it's something different. Well, the rumour said the Timefall Doctor. Version almost identical to 10th, but not the same, with the actor succeeding Jodie Whittaker in the role before handing over the baton to Gatwa's post-Sixes festivities. I think whatever it is, this is to do with cleaning up the mess that Chibnall left, right? I think that's really what it's about. The question then presents itself, how is it possible? Yeah, Dr. Donna is going to be a big problem. So, again, pulling out from the article that we're about to read. But it's fun watching people's, other people's analysis on it. David himself weighed in, and I love this, right? He said, "Oh, I don't want to step on the toes of Jodie's finale. It's going to be epic. It's going to be massive. Oh, so exciting. Then I'm going to fix it." I mean, really, okay. Whenever he's speaking, you've got to remember he's talking to like angry idiot children that are super powerful and destructive. That's how he's talking to them. Makes a lot of sense. David Selway then having a bit of fun with the speculation, offering various possibilities that how Tennant and Catherine Tate returning as the companion Doctor could come back. A mysterious forgotten excursion in the TARDIS? No. Between Planet the Ood and Sultana Saturn? Maybe a multiverse thing? Yeah, I don't think so. I thought so for a long time. I don't think so, because it's too on the nose. It's too obvious. Or maybe, right? Maybe you could go the other way, say Russell's like saying, well, multiverse was something that was just really too complicated to sell to the public, right? Captain Jack, for example, is supposed to be called Captain Jax, Jax. They thought, that's just too science fiction-y. Most people won't be able to relate to it. Better make him Captain Jack, right? And that's what happened. Then again, maybe, just maybe, the return is so impossible that it's actually an intricate illusion created by an old enemy of the Doctor's, or maybe an enemy of Donna's. Neris! Look at that. That does kind of put this in context, doesn't it? I mean, the Toymaker meddling with the Doctor somehow. I'd love to see it, right? Of course, he wouldn't give away Doctor Who magazines, would I? But then again, this magazine was the first place he named Billy Piper's Rose. Well, listen, you always liked the name Rose. You had, I'm sure, yeah. Did you have a Rose in Damaged Goods? I think you did. Tony had the Tylers, right, on an estate. Intriguing. Let's consider what else we know about the 60th anniversary storylines. Fans are convinced that Meet the Beep and the Wraith Warriors, characters appeared in Doctor Who magazine's own comic strip, will make an appearance. He basically confirmed it in this article, right? He basically confirmed, like, there's going to be monsters in it that you'll be recognised from, long-term readers of Doctor Who magazine will recognise. I can say no more. Woo, you never seen before. I'm sure that's going to happen. Beat the Meat characters in the Doctor will make an appearance, having spotted figures bearing a striking resemblance to these oddball aliens on set. Davis might have even confirmed that his this in his Doctor Who magazine column, saying we're 6 days away. Oh yeah, he's saying a night shoot monsters that may very well be familiar. And he does look like a Toymaker here. I mean, really, Neil Patrick Harris does look like a Toymaker. So, color me intrigued. I think Toymaker's a great villain. I'm really excited about it. It's been announced that Neil Patrick Harris will play a part in the 6th anniversary with official shot of the Emmy-winning actor in character, a Geppetto-esque look, completed with the apron of a craftsman tools, as well as photos of the from the Doctor Who location filming in Bristol, which featured a toy shop store called Mr. Emporium, and a big sign saying "Toymaker of the Year." Right, so yeah. That might be indicating something, right? Might be indicating something. Leading fans to conclude that he's portraying the Celestial Toymaker, the sworn enemy of the Doctor who previously seen a 90s serial played by Michael Gough, also played by David Bellally in the Nightmare Fair. But by the way, I am so enjoying the season 22 box set. I started watching it last night. I am so enjoying that. Yeah, I mean, so I think this is a great villain, right? Honestly, Doctor Who magazine right now their next issue is probably not going to be. It's about the Dalek invasion of Earth that's being released on Blu-ray on 4K. They should do a Toymaker issue, right? Everything they should make that a feature. I mean, educate the kids, baby. One rumor doing the round 60th anniversary said this will make up a series of 3 specials, and more set snaps, including one of Clappable's seem to confirm that. Episode featured Harris in episode 3, not directed by Rachel Talalay, meaning they're different episodes. Given everything we know, or at least that we think we know so far, then it's not a huge leap to assume the first episode will be an adaptation of the Doctor Who comic strip, The Star. No, it's not going to be an adaptation of that. It's going to mess with you somehow. It's going to play with that. I don't think there's going to be an adaptation of that. Which introduced Beat the Meep and the Wraith Warriors. Also, you can get it on Big Finish as well. I think I wish I would do more of those. I do like the comic strip adaptations. It's good range. Oh, I think the cat's just come downstairs. There you go. The third will depict the. And the third one, so the first one's going to be the Wraith Warriors and Meet the Beep, and the third one, climactic face-up with the Toymaker, with the content of the second special till TBC. Second one could be Matt Smith. Who knows? Bringing back an old Doctor and a classic villain in the form of Toymaker certainly seems an appropriate way of marking the anniversary on top of whatever other additional surprises remain concealed. By the way, people are saying, I saw people in comments, I wonder if Jodie's going to come back with 60th. Not a chance. In my opinion, not a chance in hell. Here's because I think Davis understands the damage that she has done to the brand, right? She is the face of the damage to the brand. At the same time, he understands the toxic fandom can't hear that because they will have a meltdown, right? I think that's what's going on. But we're never seeing again. In my opinion, we're never, ever going to see her again because she's not going back straight away. She's not being invited. 5 years from now, I think she's going to be more forgotten than anything else, right? I don't see anybody looking back fondly at this time in any strata of society. I don't see anybody going, oh, remember those 2020s when everything was crazy? We love that. Yeah, no, I don't see anybody doing that at all. So I think as she gets older, she's just not going to be. It's one thing for Patrick Troughton to look older and come back for 5 Doctors or the 2 Doctors. It's entirely another thing for Jodie Whittaker, who is much as she likes to say she's was raised gender neutral and she's gender fluid. She's also has traditional feminine vanity as well, and I don't think she's gonna. I think she's just not gonna look. In any way, shape, or form like the same human being, right? At all. So I doubt she's coming back. I doubt we're ever going to see or think about this again. Oh, wouldn't that be it? Yes, just imagine. Bringing back an old... on the return of a particular antagonist might also explain why something seems off with the Tennant's Doctor. Russell Davis seems to imply that at least one of the theories he put forward in Doctor Who magazine could be genuine. Could this be so important it's actually an intricate illusion created by one of Doctor's old enemies? That's what my mind is on right now. It's totally what my mind is on. As established in his debut 56 years ago, the Toymaker is an eternal being who possesses near godlike powers. To twist, I have to say, it always kind of irritates me when anybody says godlike powers, because like my perception of God is infinite, which means there's nothing else other than God, right? If something is infinite, there's just that. There can't be anything infinite plus one. No, there's just infinite, right? So we are all part of God. So I don't see anybody having. It doesn't make sense to have gods. That's just my way of looking. Oh, the cat's down here. Hello, kitty. How you doing? He's having a bit of a frolic. If you can hear the bell, that's what it is. Godlike powers. To twist his will. It's easy to picture Jodie Whittaker's regeneration in this year's centenary special being somehow hijacked, with the older David Tennant emerging from the explosion of golden light from a golden shower. Say what? Catchphrase before the credits roll. I do see that happening. The new old Doctor would then embark on a quest to discover exactly what happened, encountering various alien masters and old friends, including Donna along the way, all building into and again, I don't think it's going to be the same Donna, because she would just burn up. Unless he just wipes that away with a lie, which he could do. All building to final confrontation with the figure responsible, the Toymaker, in a final special. With the treat-thwarted Doctor's regeneration proceeds unimpeded. Enter Ncuti Xmas. Yeah, Ncuti Xmas, my prediction, we're seeing him Christmas Day 2023. Christmas Day 2023 for Ncuti Xmas. The Doctor's regeneration proceeds unimpeded. Enter Ncuti Xmas. A wild theory, perhaps, but like one of the Toymaker's puzzles, the pieces all just about seem to fit. They do. I mean, something's going on, right? Something is happening. But the great thing about the era we're in right now is about not being in the Chibnall era, which we're really not, right? It's like, it's a lame duck session. The great thing about not being in the Chibnall era, man, this is totally fresh. There you go. Not being in the Chibnall era anymore is we actually have Russell Davies, who's a great communicator, right? A freaking-tastic communicator, who's been very, very communicating. Production notes was amazing, right? We've really got an insight into the production. We felt part of it. And I know Ben Cook is a massive douchebag. In my opinion, massive douchebag. That book, The Writer's Tale, fantastic. You want to get inside Russell Davies' mind, you want to know how he thinks, read that book. It's fascinating. I absolutely love it. So, good news is Russell T. Davies is back. Russell T. Davies is back, and I know he says, "Ooh, I'm going to keep quiet now until Jodie's finale." No, you're not, mate. No, you're not. You're doing articles in Doctor Who magazine. Then you got like this massive. You got the Meet the Beat and Wraith Warriors filming across Bristol. I mean, actually, they're in Cardiff. You have Neil Patrick Harris flying in. Nothing about this has been quiet, right? Not a thing has been quiet in any way, shape, or form. But so he's back at that in Doctor Who magazine. And what I really liked is you got an insight from his perspective about how this all happened. And that is something I love. I absolutely adore. It's written in his voice. It's great to have it back. It's great. And for me, I feel like Doctor Who is back, right? I really do. I understand. Ncuti Xmas, he had his chest out, he did his thing. He's going to be a very different kind of Doctor. He has been fitting. People are like, there's more of the same. I'm just excited. It feels to me like Doctor Who's back. And until I see it's garbage, that's what I'm going to say. Fine. So let's move on and look at this article from Doctor Who magazine. This is from my live stream I did last night. 14 hours back in the past. I read this, and let me tell you, I haven't aged well. Let me head over to me. How on earth did this happen? When did it start? Right? I always thought it was after it. This was saying on the fly, but I'm really intrigued to know the inside story, and Russell Davies tells it well. Doctor Who's incoming showrunner Russell Davies describes an emotional reunion and addresses some unusual sightings on the streets of Camden. Okay, but again, it's just great to get production notes back. Hello, faithful reader. Oh, it's so good to hear his voice, right? It really is. Hello, faithful reader. I must say, I thought I knew the size, scale, and madness of Doctor Who publicity when the announcement Dylan and Catherine Tennant's return actually made BBC One News on your proper broadcast terrestrial TV. Even I went, blimey. It's huge, Russell, and you're huge. Right? I bet you like hearing that, mate, but I imagine you are. You seem to be a tall gentleman. It's your own business. Where we are. Fine. I think I've got enough energy to do this and Obi-Wan, right? So there's so much to tell you, and yet I've still got to shut up. I'm hearing his voice again, right? The full story can be told once we hit 2023. And I'm looking. I bet that full story is going to be. And listen, even I don't like what's his name? What's the guy's name again? Ben. Even though I don't like Ben Cook, if they're going to do another Writer's Tale with him, I'll buy it, right? Because it'll be good. The full story, including the vital role played by this venerable magazine. Yes, Doctor Who magazine itself has been shaping the future in ways I bet you can't quite guess. It's a brilliant and truly surprising tale, but I have to wait. I can't wait, mate. I can't wait, though. Oh, it sounds awesome. Awesome. Suffice to say, an awful lot of planning went into the press release. Timing it with Shooter's announcement too. I imagine it did, mate. The idea goes way back to Christmas 2020. Now, what was happening in Christmas 2020? So it was 2021 that Flux happened. 2020 will be, is that before Timeless Children? Wow, one second. Let me just look that. When did Timeless Children air? Hang on. Timeless Children, Doctor Who. When did that air? Was it 2020? March 1st. Okay, so this is after Timeless Children, right? When Doctor Who's in freefall, right? That's what's going on. Fine. So good to put that in context, right? Then back to then a million emails and setbacks and schedules, not to mention the script, all ending with a photo shoot. The one I guess you see here in Studio One of Bad Wolf in Cardiff on Tuesday, May 3rd, so not long ago. Given the pandemic plus the added secrecy at the time, the day was the first time Jane Tranter, Julie Gardner, Phil Collins, and I actually had seen our old friend David and Catherine in person. Much hugging and hooting, and that was just day one. I bet it was, right? And yes, I know some of you. Yeah, one second. I've just lost where the screen was. There you go. Now I've lost the magazine. Where is it? Doink. There you go. Hang on. You go over here. That's it. And yes, some of you wish there'd been no press release at all. I recognize that. I probably listen. Don't believe the internet crazes. But Russell wants to bring everybody back, right? Here's the thing, right? And I think the thing we need to recognize is that the Jodie Whittaker era has been an embarrassing failure, mostly for the people who loudly shouted it was the bestest ever, right? We all know it was a failure. There's no need to rub it in their faces. It was a failure. And I think Russell's trying to just deal with them, right? Because if they start having a fit, it's going to be a problem, right? And we're fine because it's just going to make good Dr. Bloody Who. But he has to deal with them. Yes, with all these events could arrive on screen, a complete surprise, shocking the viewers at once. I wish. I remember Cyberman unexpectedly arriving at the end of Earthshock Part 1, and it was such a thrill. I remember that too. I remember Omega as well, right? Hey, I can even remember at the end of 10th Planet, William Hartnell collapsing on the floor of the TARDIS, with none of us know what the hell was about to happen. I didn't understand his collapse. All I knew was at 3 years old that all the switches in the TARDIS console started moving on their own. And little RTD, I love he calls himself RTD. Oh, awesome. Thought it was absolutely terrifying. Who needs monsters? Switches, but that little mind, right? It was just really drilling into you, you know, how to make awesome Doctor Who. Because I have to tell you, I liked his Doctor Who. I like pretty much everything he's done. That's just me for you, though. You know, if you've never been a fan, you've never been a fan. Okay. I understand that. There is differences between that and classic Who. But it was a different world. But it's a different world now. The success of Doctor Who, which we wouldn't swap for anything in the world, means that every move is scrutinized. It wasn't. Not under Jodie, mate. Nobody gave a shit, right? They kept everything quiet and nobody gave a shit about it, right? It wasn't scrutinized. We know we had location filming to come in the second week of the shoot. Okay, 1 second. Doctor. I love the picture of this side, but out in public, in the heart of Camden. And yes, even then, the production team still has options. We could have been spotted in public and deny. That's the Marvel strategy. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were spotted on the set of Spider-Man No Way Home almost a year ahead of release. Marvel said nothing. Brilliant. But Doctor Who isn't the same. Marvel is a vast studio with the power to exert Omata. Yes, he's right. Doctor Who is a smaller, beautifully smaller, and more chatty. It has, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. It has fans that have been talking to each other for years. We were the first online, mate, right? Plus these newcomers came along. Plus Camden, the Camden shoot was big. It was far more than a glimpse. Add to that the fact that the BBC is a public service broadcaster. There's a genuine debate about how much it could deny the visible truth. Well, they had that with the debate of whether or not to hide that Christopher Eccleston was leaving. I think they just pissed him off so much. He's like, I'm off. I'm going to tell everybody, yeah, that was a real breakdown. So trust us, we made the right move. We had this is about placating Jodie fans. It really is. We decided to celebrate the magnificent return instead of seeing it spoilt by bad photos and gossip. And remember, there are tons of people who don't follow this stuff. So some viewers still. 1 second. Good. Here we go. Some people still have no idea what's about to happen. Let's go to the next page. What's this box out? I love a bit of a box out. Superhero team up. First time round. 10th Doctor and Donna Noble partnership with big impact on audiences. I love working with Catherine. Blah, blah, blah. Doctor Who's told Phil Coulson, Benjamin Cook. Phil Coulson or Benjamin Cook in 2007. I could gosh, okay, they like Catherine. In 2008, Russell told Doctor Who magazine, if we didn't know what we were doing after 4 years, all of us, Julie Gardner, Phil David, all of us were utterly confident about what a fine actress Catherine is. Okay, this is about how great Catherine is. Yeah, we know she's great. Okay, we've all seen Doctor Who, right? I've been there. We say, I might watch it tonight. I don't know. I might finish the Orville. Oh, God help me. I really hate this week's episode. It's a real jump the shark one. According to the plans, that's all. Was it? I had no idea what's there. There'll be tons of people who are shocked and amazed whenever a new Doctor appears on the arrives on the screen. Right, you got the whole costume reveal to come as well. According to the plans, that's all the news for now. Right, you can't tell you anymore. Although there might be information leaking out beyond our control. Well, meet the beep, babe. Meet the beep. For example, at the time of writing, we're 6 days away from a night shoot in Cardiff, which some monsters might be glimpsed. Monsters that might well be familiar to readers of Doctor Who magazine. Yes, he confirmed it. Meet the Beep and Wraith Warriors. They are coming. Oh, yes, baby. Well, familiar but new. Okay, so yeah, whatever that means. But then maybe for once we can try deny. You can try it. Oh, how marvelous! Just imagine. Because let's get back to the plot. How the hell can the Doctor and Donna be reunited? Your sci-fi fans, you know the score. There are all sorts of possibilities. Virgin Publishing once had a fine range of novels called The Missing Adventures. Is that what this is? A mystery forgotten. I used to love The Missing Adventures. Big Finish should really do just books on tapes of the new and the Missing Adventures, right? People would buy them, right? Just got an email saying pre-order Eve of the Daleks. No. Where are they? Was it Missing Forgotten Excursion of the TARDIS in between Planet Moon and Santoran Strategy? No. Maybe it's a multiverse thing that he's saying it. I don't think it is. They're all the rage these days. Maybe it's Dr. Donna from Universe 557 and they're all set to collide in our own time. No, I don't think it is then. I think he's saying it's not going to. Maybe it's a double bluff. Who knows? But isn't it fun to speculate? I want to find out. Where is it? Then again, maybe, just maybe, this return is so impossible that it might actually, and it's actually an intricate illusion. It started in 2020. Wait a second. When was it announced? It was so it was in Christmas 2020. That's around the time It's a Sin was coming out. So he knew. 1 second. Let's have a look at It's a Sin. It's a Sin, Russell T. Davis. That came out. When was that? Fine. So if it was Christmas 2020. Then January to February 2020. So he knew about. That's about when I thought it started, right? I think that's basically like when I thought it started. Yeah, because and Chibnall was trying to pass it off to people. Let's see what he has to say. Okay. Where are we? Then again, maybe the return is so impossible that it's actually an intricate illusion created by an old enemy of the Doctor's. Oh no! You're saying that's you're saying that's what this is a Toymaker thing, like illusion. Well, that'll be interesting. That sounds more like in the multiverse to me. Maybe an old enemy of Donna's. Nerys. Of course, I wouldn't have given that when painted DWM, would I? But then again, the magazine is the first place I ever revealed the name of Billy Piper's Rose in issue 340. So read carefully. The truths are in here. Well, we have seen that. But anyway, park that for now because bigger story to come. The countdown to the Big Difference, Jodie final episode. This is okay. This is what's going on. Russell hated the Chibnall era. Why did he hate the Chibnall era and the Timeless Child? Because it's awful, right? So he wants to fix it. But he doesn't want to alienate the Jodie fans, who he thinks there's a lot of, because he thinks there's a lot of, because he uses Twitter, right, and Instagram. Leave me, she's forgotten already. My old mate Chris Chibnall makes me look like a fool when it comes to publicity. How much did you know about that finale? Nothing. Oh my God, he's taking a shit on Chibnall. Whoa, let's go back. Anyway, look at, okay, this is him taking a shit on Chibnall. Mwah! And doing it in a way that I think the Jodie fans wouldn't understand, probably because they're dumb. I mean, listen, not all you get. I'm talking about the toxic fans. The toxic fans are normally dumb. But anyway, park that for now because there's a bigger story to come. The countdown to the magnificent Jodie's final episode. My old mate Chris Chibnall makes you look her fool when it comes to publicity. How much did you know about that finale? Nothing. He's taking shit, you know. Oh, you've got a glimpse or two of a preview in Easter. But believe me, that's you know so little. Get set to be rocked. I'm not convinced we'll even reach shooting David and Catherine with the devastation that's about to be unleashed in the Doctor Who greatest confrontation yet. In the devastation that's about to be unleashed in the Big Doctor's greatest confrontation yet. So this is, I think, Rusty Davis saying it's going to be shit and destructive Doctor Who. I'm going to fix it. right? I'm gonna fix. I think that's what he's saying. That to me seems to be what he's saying. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.